So for this core workout, we're going to start with a warm-up of 30 seconds of jumping jacks, 30 seconds of marching or walking in place, 30 seconds of skipping or marching in place, and 30 seconds of either knee touches to your hands, and they might be all the way at your rib level. You might only be able to go to your waist or even lower than that, but it's just about getting warmed up. And for jumping jacks, if you need to not do the jumping, you can modify them like this. Oh, sorry. So put your hands up like that. All right, let's get started. All right, and so now advanced will march in place, while beginners will walk in place. Okay, and now skip in place if you're advanced, or if you need to, you can do marching in place. And now we're going to do the knee touches, so whatever you're able to do. And it'll be same knee, like the same side that your knee is touching will be that hand. It's not crossing the midline. All right, and now we're gonna get started with the workout portion. So the first superset, we're gonna repeat twice and rest for 10 seconds after. So the first one is going to be 30 seconds of sit-ups. If you're advanced, you're gonna keep your feet flat on the ground as best as you can. So you'll keep them flat like this. If you're more intermediate, you can put your feet under something, such as a couch, kind of like that. My feet are under the couch, you can't see them perfectly. And if you are a beginner, then instead of sit-ups, you can do something like a curl up. So not coming all the way up, but like this. And you can use something over your feet if you need to for that. The second exercise is going to be some glute bridge variations. If you are advanced, then what you're gonna do, this is the basic movement, and you're going to march in place. If you're intermediate, you might just want to hold it. And then if you're a beginner, you will hold, but you don't have to go up super high if you can't, and you can take breaks as needed. And the last exercise of this is 30 seconds of penguins. So a penguin is like this. The more advanced you are, you can reach further. Or if you're a beginner, it might look more like this. All right, so again, 30 seconds each, and then a 10-second break, and then repeat. And then we're gonna rest for 10 seconds and repeat. So we'll go back to sit-ups one more time. Okay, for our second superset, we are going to start with two different options. So we're going to be doing what's called a side V-up or a side crunch. So for the side V-up, the side it's on the ground, my right side is on the ground, so is my right arm. My left elbow is bent like this while I'm holding my head. And what you're gonna do, lift both legs off the ground while crunching my left elbow in towards my left hip. So that's a side V-up. An alternative, you can bend your legs like this, put both hands on your head, and crunch up, still moving your left elbow to your left hip, but it's a less intense movement. Our next one is going to be a Superman exercise. So if you're advanced, you're going to hold it for 20 seconds, like this. Intermediate, you will kind of do reps for the 20 seconds. And if you're a beginner and that's too much, you're going to put your hands above your head. And without lifting your back legs, you're just going to do back crunches. The third exercise is going to be leg lifts. So advanced, I don't want us to put our hands under our rear and try to keep your legs straight and hold for a second or two at the bottom. And if you're intermediate, you can put your legs or your hands under your rear like that. And if you're a beginner, you can keep your legs bent and you might not be able to get up very high, or it might be comfortable to go up higher with your legs bent more, whatever you're able to do. So the side exercises are 20 seconds per side. The Supermans are also 20 seconds, and the leg lifts are for 30, and we'll go through that, rest for 10 seconds, and then do it again. We'll switch sides. So now it's my right elbow to my right hip with my left arm on the ground. And now Supermans or back crunches. And now 30 seconds of leg lifts. And try not to arch your back, keep it pressed into the ground. All right, and now we'll rest for 10 and restart. Switch, laying on the left side now. Now 30 seconds of leg lifts. Okay, and the third superset is again going to be repeat twice with 10 seconds in between. The first the first exercise is going to be 30 seconds of bicycles. So you'll be in the crunch position, and you're going to bring your right elbow to your left knee, just like this, so that when you go faster, it looks kind of like a bicycle. So right elbow to left knee, bring it back. As you're bringing it back, you switch, left elbow to right knee. So advanced will go quicker. If you're a beginner, you can go as slow as you need to. And then we're going to be doing 15 seconds of fire hydrants per side. If you need to, you can put a pillow under your knee. You're going to be on all fours like this, and you're going to lift your right side like this, and you should feel it on the outside of your hip. So from the side, it looks like this. And if you're advanced, then you can try to go lift your leg higher. Beginners can lift a little bit less. And then we're going to be doing a 30-second elbow plank. So advanced, you can even walk your legs like this, or lift your legs one at a time. Intermediate will just hold the plank, and if you're a beginner, you can be on your knees like this while holding the plank position, keeping your core tight and not arching it. All right, so we'll get started with bicycles. And now we'll do fire hydrants, 15 seconds per side. 15 seconds per side. And 15 seconds per side. 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 15 All right, and then we're gonna do the 30 seconds of an elbow plank. So if you're advanced, you'll lift up your feet one at a time like this. All right, and then we'll rest for 10 seconds before going back to bicycles and going through all of that one more time. Okay. All right, so for the last superset, we're going to start with a variation of sit-ups. And you're going to go up in a sit-up, and then with your hands on your head, bend to both sides, then return to the ground. So it looks like this. And you can keep your hands on your head the whole time, actually. If you're a beginner, you can do a curl up variation. So like this, and then back down. And then we are going to have two different variations of a hamstring glute exercise. The first one is going to be a bird dog. So if you're advanced, you're going to have extend opposite arm and opposite leg. So my right arm goes up, so does my left, back in, and it's 15 seconds. So it's going to be 15 seconds per side of extending opposite arm and opposite leg, like this. And if you're a beginner, that might be too much. So what you can do is lay on the ground on your belly like this, and you're going to bend your legs like this, and you're going to lift your leg a little bit off the ground. So not very high. You can leave the other one on the ground if you need to. The third exercise is going to be Russian twists. If you want to make it harder, what you can do is you can not have your legs crossed, and you can hold something heavy if you want. But what you're going to be doing is twisting side to side. Look at your hands while you do this. Don't look straight ahead. Follow your hands. And if you're a beginner, you can cross your legs if you're needed, and even place your hands on the ground if you have to. So 30 seconds of the sit-up crossing, 15 seconds per side of the bird dogs or lying legless, and then 30 seconds of Russian twists, however hard you want to make them. So we'll get started with the sit-ups. And then we're gonna switch. So I'm extending my left arm and bringing it in to my right leg. So extend the right leg, extend the left arm. All right, then Russian twists. All right, so we're gonna rest for 10 seconds and then go through that one last time, and then we'll cool down with some stretching. And last exercise, 30 seconds of Russian twists. All right, and to cool down, we're going to do some 2 different stretches. The first one is going to be variation of the cobra stretch. So you'll be laying down like this, hands flat on the ground, stretching out your core. You can kind of twist side to side so that you feel the stretch. So if you just join me in doing this for about 20 more seconds or so, and you can do it as a little bit more on your own as well if you want. So hold it in the middle for a little bit, feel the stretch, twist side to side, go into the stretch however much you're able to. You don't want to hurt anything after a core workout. And then there's also a stretch called child's pose. And so you'll be bent down like this, feet under right at the top of your hamstrings. And then however much you're able to, just kind of stretch out like this, reach your arms out in front of you, and kind of lean side to side if you can so you feel a back stretch. The purpose of this stretch after core is kind of to lengthen out the lower back. So do that for about 20 seconds, maybe even 30. And if that's too much for you, you can also bend like this. So reach both hands to the opposite side and feel the stretch in the lower back as low as you're able to go. You can also do that in place of or in addition to